shots of the old F. Ben Pierce Junior High, or the Pine Street Junior High as you may know it. I'd like to say there isn't exactly documented information on this location, so much of the history is being accounted for through the locals of Texarkana. The main building for the school, which should be the first viewed in the drone shots, was constructed in 1926. At that time, it was known as the Texas High Building. The Texas High name would stick around up until the 60s, which then it would be renamed to the F. Ben Pierce Junior High after one of its longtime principals. The school then changed names again 5 to 6 years later to Pine Street Junior High for the rest of its duration. The school song for Pine Street was written by Rifani Roberts. The mascot for Pine Street was the Panthers, and apparently at one time Texarkana Community College had a building on the property as well, which could have been the main building, though there's not any solid documentation on this.
For that one. Getting drone shot. You bad boy. Look what you've done. Those blinds do trip me out.
Sounds like somebody doing something, scattering shit. Scattering stuff.
It's so hard.
Yeah,
I think this is where we usually enter.
Yeah. We're retarded. We used to crawl through the ICU.
For no reason. I didn't know this room was blue. Okay.
Before we move on to its abandonment, we're going to talk about a few memories in which students had at this location. Many students recount times where they would skip class to shop at one of the nearby gas stations, drugstores, and apparently there was also a cafe nearby in which they would shop at. They also had a strict dress code, and being TISD, or Texarkana Independent School District, I don't doubt it. It wasn't until sometime in the late 60s and early 70s that female students were allowed to wear what's called pantsuits. So basically, they had to wear skirts beforehand, and then after this period it was allowed that they could wear pantsuits. And someday, pants. Anyways, Anybody who sagged had to have their pants restrained with a rope around the waist, which that rule still stands today.
Wanted to. Dive old.
It's not even a doorknob.
Spread your wings.
Spread your wings. So pretty nice. Considerable amount of ceiling damage there.
If we were going through this and the school was open, we'd think we were badass. I have to say that. Because all this was where the teachers were. Tax test.
Dude, I was screaming that mess.
Tax test. I'm glad we got rid of that.
Well, I went on to that star or some mess like that.
Actually, I think the star's over there.
Now let's move on to its abandonment. Pine Street Junior High had closed for the 95-96 school year. Now, I did find paperwork in there that dated all the way up until 2003, but that could have just been things that TISD left behind given they did use the property as storage up until then. The Texas Independent School District wanted to refurbish the property, but the cost would have been in the millions. They held on to the property until 2003 when the district agreed upon a land swap with John Stone, who also owns the McCartney Hotel in downtown Texarkana. It was part of the agreement that TISD could use one of the buildings for storage as long as they mowed the lawn on the rest of the property.
Someone tried to set that on fire. Someone's cousin comes into town or whatever, and he's like, he goes into class and the teacher's like, alright, well, I'm sorry we don't have enough desks, so you have to share with your cousin or whatever. And I don't know why I'm seeing all these desks remind me of that.
Just that one little dog.
Yep.
I wouldn't be this cold if my hands were cold. Yeah, it's still flooded up to the same amount as well.
Oh, it's like more. I thought we could go down there some.
No, it looks like there's still more. I can't wait to be able to tell a story like whenever Matt and old dude was in wherever the fuck they went and had to get chased by the police. That's gonna be a cool story. No, security guards.
Oh, and they got chased out of Disney.
Yeah. No, it was somewhere up north.
Oh, him and RNK.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I don't know if I ever want to tell a story like that.
It'd be worth it. It'd be a way.
Okay, now to the gym. What a pretty sunset.
This brings up so many memories, dude. It feels like I'm going back to that. That's why there's all these acorns in here.
What do you know?
I don't know. I'm never gonna get there. Why they?
I don't know, I'm kind of not feeling walking across that.
What this?
Yeah,
We have to.
we.
Down there?
No, we don't. There has to be another way.
No, let's. Dude, we should plant some fish in here.
They die.
Algae. I feel like it'd be deeper in there. The way it looks.
Dude, yeah, the vegetation taking back over just looks so awesome.
This should be the one that would come in broad day. Unless you can see pretty good.
Well, no, I can see fairly well.
In 2013, Mr. Stone had applied for the Pine Street School to be placed on the National Historic Sites Registry. Many residents of Texarkana felt as if this was just an attempt to use it as a tax write-off. A city council meeting was held in March of 2014 to prevent Mr. Stone's application from going through. The argument was that he just let it dilapidate rather than renovating or keeping up with the buildings. The primary proof for the argument was that Mr. Stone had owned the McCartney Hotel for the past 34 years and hadn't done anything for the property, so it was likely he'd do the same with Pine Street, which, in their defense, McCartney still sits that way to this day. Though Mr. Stone didn't attend the meeting, he wrote a letter and sent a representative to defend his case. His defending argument was that the real estate market just hasn't been in the proper condition to do such renovations, and that he would rather wait until the market improves before doing any kind of work. Ultimately, Pine Street Junior High was approved for the National Registry of Historic Sites.
I wonder what the purpose of that was.
The teacher didn't want to look at the children. So the class is up there.
I feel like this video is going to be fairly long, given how many fucking buildings there are. And watch my language.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we are getting certain spots of the audio.
Since 2003, it has sat abandoned with no maintenance or renovations despite what the Texarkana Independent School District has done. Many residents would have preferred it to be demolished rather than to sit there slowly falling apart. Anyways, that'll conclude the narration for this week's video. If you're curious about the City Council meeting that took place in March of 2014, we'll leave the transcript in the description of the video. As well as that, I would just like to say that a lot of these facts were accounted for through the locals of Texarkana so they may not be exact. Feel free to correct us if you see anything that might be wrong. Anyways, I hope everyone enjoys, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and you should also turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video from us. As always, stay safe.